Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a special type of video. I was asked a few questions about devastating wounds and mortal wounds and feel no pains. I mentioned it in the week of Wednesday, so I thought I'd just do a little video to show you, talk about it. Now, I could talk about it in the week of Wednesday, but I think sometimes things like this might be easier just to do a visual explanation and make things a bit easier for you guys. So for all my regulars here, guys, I feel love. Thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so you got devastating wounds, mortal wounds, and feel no pains. A few of my viewers are asking me questions about it because they're getting caught up on the difference between and when do you do feel no pains and how does it work. And so I said, you know what, I'd just show you guys, just talk you through it and show you. So you've got devastating wounds. That term, or dev wounds, that term is allocated to weapons. Okay, like weapons attack, range or close combat. That's attached. That's attached to that. Mortal wounds usually come in the form of, you cause them in the form of abilities. I'll explain that in a second. But dev wounds, devastating wounds or dev wounds, they become mortal wounds. Okay, now mortal wounds, the only way to make any sort of save against mortal wounds is via a feel no pain. Okay, you can't use an invulnerable save against mortal wounds, whether it's devastating wounds or just flat mortal wounds. Now, you have your normal save. For those who don't realise, invulnerable save cannot be modified by the armour penetration of the weapon. So if an enemy weapon shoots at you and it's AP -2, and you have a 4+ invulnerable save, you still have a 4+ invulnerable save. If you didn't have the invulnerable save and you had a 4+ armour save and you were hit by a weapon that's AP -2, your 4+ armour save will become a 6+. Okay? But the feel no pains don't be modified either. Invulnerable save can't be modified and the feel no pain can't be modified. So how do you take a devastating wound and turn it into a mortal wound? Okay, so this unit of Terminators, down with Stormbolters, this guy's armed with an assault cannon. The assault cannon has devastating wounds on this weapon profile. So they've shot at this Synaptic Reanimator. The assault cannon has hit and wounded 3 5s and 3 6s. Devastating wounds take effect on unmodified rolls of 6, so they all become devastating wounds. The 5s are normal wounds. Now with devastating wounds, or they're converted to mortal wounds, but anything like that is always allocated to the model after all normal saves have been made. So the Kinetic Reanimator, he has a 3+ armor save. Let's just say, I think that's a -2 AP, I think, on the assault cannon. Might be -1. But anyway, he doesn't have an invulnerable save, so I'll make a save and throw. Okay, that's definitely a foul. So let's just say, should I have the card out? Sorry, I didn't think about that. Let's just say he saved 2 and he takes one damage. Okay, he then has a feel no pain of 4+. So I take that and I need 4 or more. Yeah, so he ignores the damage. Now let's say that's all their shooting done, but there's still 3 mortal wounds to allocate. Now he gets a feel no pain against those as well. Okay, so 4+. So he passes 2 of them. So then he would take 1 damage. Okay, so he would be down to 5 wounds. That's how feel no pain works. Devastating wounds work. Now, let's just say, for example, it was the same scenario again. 3 normal wounds and 3 mortal wounds. But a stratagem has been played on these guys. And I think there is a few stratagems for ways that can do this. That increases the damage of the weapons by 1. Okay, so I'd make my normal saves for these 3 normal wounds. Let's say I failed all 3 of them, yeah? So each one of those, I'm sure it's damage 1. Could be damage 2. I'm sure it's damage 1. But let's just say it's damage 2 for all argument's sakes. So each one of those unsaved wounds there becomes 2 damage. So I would have to roll 6 dice for the feel no pains against these, needing 4+ to save him, to stop him taking damage. So that would be 2 damage gone through. I'd roll them again, or because it's a single model, that would be, that's 1 fail, so that's 4. So it's 2 damage, 4 damage. I then have to roll this again to make it a 4+. Yeah, so he ignores the 2 damage from 1 shot, but he takes 4 damage from the other 2 shots. Okay, that's a quick way of doing it. So he would already have taken 4 damage. With only 2 wounds left, he still has the 3 devastating wounds, which are mortal wounds as well. Again, that's 6 dice. So I'll just roll these 3. So then he fails that one. So that's already 2, so he's already destroyed. Yeah, that's how you do that. Now, in this example, I have 3 kinetic wraiths led by a Technomancer. A Technomancer gives them a feel no pain. Okay, when he leads the unit. Let's just say Belial was in this unit. Okay. And Belial gives the units, when they roll in critical hit rolls of 6, gives them precision. So say they rolled their dice and they caused enough wounds on this guy to try and kill him. These guys would then lose their feel no pain if he's dead, because he's not leading the unit no more. Okay. But he would still get a feel no pain because he's part of that unit. Because he gives the unit a feel no pain and he's part of that unit. Okay. Now there's devastating wounds and feel no pains. But there is also things like mortal wounds, which is, I think 99% of the time they're caused by abilities, not by any sort of weaponry. So this, I can't remember what it's called now, but he's a Khorne hero on the Juggernaut. Blood Taker, is he? I think he is, I'm not sure, but anyway. He has an ability when he charges in, the enemy unit has to take a battle shock test. Now, if they're inside this Shadow of Chaos, they're -1 leadership, and if they fail the battle shock, they take D3 mortal wounds. Okay, which would then be allocated pretty much straight away because this is the charge phase. When he leads a unit of Blood Crushers and they charge in, the Blood Crushers, you roll a D6 for every model in that unit, which would include him because he's part of that unit. Every 4+ is D3 mortal wounds. Okay, but that's in the charge phase. So then you go into the fight phase and fight as normal. And I've done this example before, but it's him leading a unit of Blood Crushers, charges into a Rhino, smashes the Rhino with their abilities. The guys jump out the Rhino, and then in a fight phase you activate them and push them into the enemy unit. So there's that. You also have guys like Lord Typhus. Now Lord Typhus, he has an ability that targets an enemy unit within 18 inches of him, and you roll dice and he generates mortal wounds. The Plasmancer is another one that does the same sort of thing. You roll dice for 4 dice for him, and every 4+ is 1 mortal wound on that enemy unit. You also have, I think the Grey Knights Librarians have the Smite that they do, the same sort of thing, which is very deadly, especially as you can lift them up and put them down. But that's the general gist of how it works. Now, sometimes you want to try and get a hero to lead a unit that gives them feel no pain. Or if you're, say, a unit of Necron Warriors or even Immortals that have special modifications on the weapon, lethal hits or sustained hits, and you put a Plasmancer in there, that makes them take effect, critical hit rolls take effect on a 5+. So if there was a hero I could put in here that gave them, I don't know, just say it gave them critical wound rolls on a 5+, then the devastating wounds would take effect on a 5+. There is also anti-monster, anti-vehicle stuff. So if these guys, I think the chain fists have anti-monster, anti-vehicle 4+, or is anti-vehicle 4+. I think it's anti-vehicle 4+. But let's just say they had devastating wounds for whatever reason. When he's rolling to wound a vehicle, because of his chain fist, if I rolled a 4 and they had devastating wounds, that's automatically wounded the vehicle because it's anti-vehicle 4+. And because there's devastating wounds, that's already devastating wounds. Wouldn't have to roll anything else because 4+ to wound is anti-vehicle. But you can have anti-vehicle, anti-monster. I think some of the Grey Knights have anti-demons. There's anti-infantry. You know, so I think Lily Hexbrax has anti-infantry 2+, I think. I know Azrael has anti-infantry as well. The combo weapons on your vehicles and stuff, they have anti-infantry as well. I think this is 4+. Actually, I think this is 4+, but they have death wounds on it as well. So that's probably the best example. But yeah, that's the general gist of how devastating wounds work, which is from weapons, whether it be shooting or combat. You have mortal wounds, which are generated from abilities, and then you have feel no pains. Now there are some creatures that have half damage, and then they still have feel no pain, which is, you know, very tasty if that's your model. It's not nice if it's not. But yeah, hopefully that's helped some of you guys out. Right, so hopefully I've cleared that up for you. If there's anything I've forgotten, I'm sorry, but just tuck it below and just share that information. When I did the line of sight video, I think it was last week, just clarifying a few things, I forgot to mention then, I did mention in Weekly Wednesday, if you are a vehicle and you're a walker, which is what he is, he's a vehicle and he's a walker, you have to go base to base. If you're a vehicle, you just go from any point of the hull. That is the wording of it. So if you've got a Land Raider, any point of the hull you can target the enemy, and you can be targeted at any point in the hull. Yeah. But so I hope that's cleared everything up for you guys and explained stuff. You know, if you have unit Space Marine Terminators, pretty much everyone does have unit Terminators, especially from 10th edition. Just have a look at their data card and you'll see what I mean with the assault cannon. I'm sure it's damage 1. I'm sure it is. But I could be wrong. I'm sure it's only AP -1, I think, off the top of my head. But anyway, just have a look at the data card and you'll see the devastating wound under the profile, and you go, okay, now I understand what that means. You know, if you have something that has a feel no pain, you know, just start running it through your head, get some dice in your hand, come to your table, and just, okay, I'm rolling to wound this guy now. Okay, I've wounded him twice. Here's a 4+ feel no pain. Right, let me try again. Okay, that's 2 that's gone through. And you'll start figuring out in your head and really understanding it a bit more. So I hope this video has really helped you and pushed you in the right direction. And if you have missed, chuck them below as always, guys. Any comments or anything, down below as always. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button because it costs you nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so that triggers YouTube to share this video with more and more people, which makes this amazing community of you guys grow even more. If you want to support the channel even further, there's a join button below which takes you to the membership page and become a member. So guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, take it easy.